To make your rose buttonhole, you'll need a rose, some ivy leaves, some buttonhole tape, a few rose wires, a green floristry stub wire, this is a 0.56 or a 0.71 wire, and a pearl-headed pin. First thing you need to do is to cut your rose off its stem. I like to do this at a slant. And take your floristry stub wire and slide it up the stem just until you feel a bit of resistance. The next thing to do is to attach some rose wires. You'll need 2 of these. Hold them like a pencil and slide them through the fleshy part of your stem. And pull it out through the other side and turn your rose round. Take the other rose wire and push it in the other way. So now you have your rose with the 4 rose wires coming out at the side. Take the wires down so they run parallel with the main stem, and take one of the wires and wrap it around everything else 2 or 3 times. Then you don't need these rose wires anymore, so pull them out and trim them off. You'll need some buttonhole tape next. It's not actually sticky tape, it stretches out, and you'll need to get used to that, stretching it out so the tape is almost transparent. Start on the natural stem of the rose and hold your tape in place and stretch, and I'm turning the rose into the tape rather than wrapping the tape around the rose's stem. Once you get more confident, you can go a tiny bit faster. You don't need to tape all the way down the stem. I've only gone about halfway here. You can see it covers up these wires. That's your rose all ready to use. Next we're going to wire up some ivy leaves. You might need 3 or 4 leaves. Cut them off the stem, and then we need to wire those up too. When you're wiring up your leaves, I always turn them over, and then using your rose wires again, make a tiny stitch in the back of the leaf. I'm going about 3/4 of the way up the leaf. Pull that through to about halfway, and then take these wires and pull them down until they run parallel with the natural stem of the ivy leaf, and then take one of those wires, twist it round the stem and the other wire, and then this time you can pinch out the natural stem either with your fingernails or with a pair of scissors. And do the same again. When you've got all your ivy leaves wired up, you then need to tape those as well. This can be quite fiddly because the leaves are so small. Pinch your tape on to start, and then stretch the tape out and roll the ivy leaves. Oops, I've pulled too much tape there, so start again. And roll the ivy leaf into the tape. Stretch a little bit and roll. Stretch and roll. Pinch on to start stretch and roll, stretch and roll, stretch and roll. Now you're ready to put your buttonhole together. I'm just going to see whether I've got any leaves that are larger than the others. That looks like the largest, going down in size. I'm going to put the largest leaf at the back, making sure you can just see the top of it showing. So you've got a bit of stem at the back showing there. You'll find that where the tape joins the tape, the warmth of your hand will make it a tiny bit sticky, so things aren't going to slide around while you position your leaves together. And then add in the other leaves around the edge. And this is where it's handy, with the leaves being on the wire, you can position them where you want them to go. And the thing I'm making sure is all my wires don't tangle around the main stem of the rose. They all run parallel to it. And when you get to the front, you bend the leaves right over. And there, it'll be resting on your lapel there, that'll be the top. And that leaf at the front will cover up your cut stem. Take your buttonhole tape again, wrap it round the rose, and this time you're taping over everything, making sure that these wires are all parallel to that rose stem, the main stem that you've got. You're not twisting the wires around. You want it to be as sleek and as slimline as possible. Now this wire is too long, so I'm going to cut it off. I like my stems to be quite short, but it's up to you how long you want yours to be. And you'll see when I've sliced that across that the wires are now exposed, so I have to add some more tape to cover that up so it doesn't scratch me or anyone else who's wearing the buttonhole. I'm holding the buttonhole upside down for this and wiggling over the end piece and then going back towards the flower head. And there's your finished rose buttonhole. Just need to add a pearl-headed pin and you're ready to go.